Hello, quarantine friends. How are you? I am over homeschooling today. I'm over homeschooling altogether, just so you know. But I was bored and I was going to do my makeup for the first time in 6 days. I haven't worn makeup in 6 days. So I'm going to do my makeup. I just wanted to, you know, have you come along. You can use whatever makeup you want. I do have a couple techniques for mature skin, but who knows if this will even ever make it to the Instagram page, but I'm going to try it anyway. So first of all, I'm going to tell you, I intermix lots of different products. The one that I use probably the most is mascara makeup. It's because it is a cream, and creams for mature skin, they don't settle in in your wrinkles. So I love them. I've used them for about 3 years. They come in little magnetic compartments like this. So these are my highlight or foundation colors. And then you don't have to have all of them. I just have all of them because I just play around with them. And then this is like my lip and cheek colors. I've had these since I very first started. That's how little you use of it. So the very first thing I'm going to say is a little product goes a long way. The more product that you cake on your face, the more that it starts to get textury and look like dinosaurish. So just remember that, especially around the eyes. So I'm really careful to not put too much under my eyes because I don't want it to separate and to crease. So I'm moving this a little bit closer, which is scary. Did you notice I cut my hair? I didn't cut it, Hannah cut it. She colored it the other day and it just wasn't healthy on the ends. I had like this much that just needed a good snipping. So she snipped it off. So the first thing that you would use when you are doing your makeup is a stay spray. Mascara did have an awesome stay spray, but right now they don't have any in stock and it's discontinued for a minute because they're trying to get the packaging correct. But the stay spray, the mascara stay spray is amazing. So that's after you do your moisturizing and that stuff, that's what you want to do is you want to put your stay sprays on. So
And I'm very generous with that. But one thing that I have learned over the years is that after you're done doing your stay spray, you can either spray it on your little sponge or just press it in. So go all the way around your face and press it in because it just kind of is not consistent. So you need to press it in and make sure that it gets in where it needs to go. My only light today is my left window light, so we're gonna work with that. It's gonna go away. So again, I'm not a professional. I just do this.
So that's the first thing that I'm going to do is I put on my stay spray. I tend to do my eyes first, and this is why, because a lot of people are so proficient in getting their lashes on and it not moving down underneath your eyes, but I am not. Mine will I just don't want the cleanup underneath my eyes, so I do my eyes first. And anytime you do an eye, it doesn't matter what primer you get, but you do need to prime your eyelids because a lot of your whether it be your mascara, whether it be your eyeliner, it's going to transfer. So you also want your product to stick, like your eyeshadows. So I've had this little trusty, let me see if you can see it. It's the e.l.f. primer. I have NYX primer. I just didn't want to go get my other bag because I'm a lazy makeup doer. So that's what I'm doing. I just put that on my eyes very first. So that's the first thing I'm going to do is my eyes. And then I want this video to go kind of fast because I know they get really lengthy. And especially if you do them on stories, or I don't know if you do it on IGTV, it goes it takes forever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on my eye. And then I'm going to, I don't tend to take a lot of time with shadows. I know a lot of people do a lot of really great eyeshadows, but I'm gonna get to the point where I'm gonna do my primer and I'm gonna get my lashes on and then I'm gonna come back and do the face. So hang tight. Okay, so I have my, I put my eyeshadow on and I put my eyelashes on. I can't get lash extensions because I'm allergic to the glue. And one of the things I was gonna tell you is that we all have imperfections. It's just the way it is. I have kind of a lazy eye. My left eye is a lazy eye. So when I do my makeup for when I do my eyeshadow for my lazy eye, I do it different because I have to try to bring everything a little bit up so it doesn't seem so small. And when it all gets done, it looks pretty good. But what helps me is when I do my lashes, after the glue's not all the way set, but pretty set, I just push my lashes up like this. And then they're not down and out straight because I need them to bring the eye up, because otherwise it just makes that eye look smaller. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my contour. I love to do my contour because then I can see where my cheekbones are, and then I'll do my, we call it highlight, but it's really your all over foundation. I'm going to use different things today. I did get a new eye. Usually I would just use mascara for everything. I'd use this for my highlight and I'd use it for underneath my eyes, but today I'm going to do something different. I'm going to use this as my all over foundation highlight. I'm going to use the mascara for my contour, but I'm going to use Too Faced Born This Way for underneath my eyes. I just love to try new stuff and see if it works really well, if it creases. I mean, and I love that both Sephora and Ulta, they will sell the little tiny versions of them. So they're not huge. So if you don't like them, you're not stuck with something you don't like. So today I'm using the Born This Way. I did just order Shine Cosmetics, their concealer, their under eye. I'm excited to see what that is because I've heard a lot of people love it because it doesn't crease. So the mascara makeup does not crease if you use a little amount of product. And it's the same with every kind of product. Don't use a lot of product. So I'm going to start with my contour. My contour that I'm using today, you know, it's really important to get a color match, whether it be no matter what kind of line of beauty products you're using. Get color match because then you're not out a color that doesn't even go with your skin. So the I'm going to use today, I'm going to use a contour. It's called Indigo. It looks so, like I've had this Indigo since I very first started mascara. Look, I'm almost at the end. I got my little new one, just barely. This is how they ship, is in these little tins, and then you take the top off and it clicks into your magnetic thing. But so I'm using Indigo, which looks really dark, but it actually goes on really, really nicely. The reason why, again, why I'm doing the contour first is so I can see where the rest goes. You know, people ask me this all the time, what brush would you get? It's so hard because brushes, you know, you use different narrow ends and floofy ends for different things. But like an all over brush, if I were to recommend one, I'd get either the 30-second hack or I would get the Buffy. I don't know. I like them both, but then, I mean, you couldn't like seriously go without this this brush, the B squared. So you use them for all different things. I'm going to use today, I'm going to use for my contour, I'm going to use the, what is this one? The Buffy. Is this Buffy? Yes, I think it's Buffy. So I'm going to just do the littler end, see how this has two different, and these are really, really dense brushes. And so you're going to transfer most of the product and it's not going to stay in your brush, and you don't have to clean your brush every single time. So if you're going to make an expenditure, these brushes are double-sided, so you're getting two brushes in one, and it's an amazing brush. I mean, quality is awesome. In fact, I've seen a lot of people that are like professional, like celebrity artists, and they use this brush because it's so amazing because it's two ends and it's just a good quality brush. Okay, so the hard thing for me is that I'm looking into the screen, but I have to look into this so I can see what I'm doing. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do my contour. So my cheekbones are you know, pretty high, but when you are doing a contour, you do want to, especially if you're older, you want to bring that cheekbone up as high as you can because that's going to give you an instant facelift. So let's do that really quick. So I just, again, a little bit of product goes a long way. So I just tap my brush in there and I'm going to go up here along, and I just kind of follow that line of my cheekbone and I just tap it in right there. And again, I'm not going to do a lot of contour right now because I'm going to come back through and highlight my eyes. I just want to see right now where I'm going to put the rest of my highlight or my foundation. So I'm doing that. So all I've done till now, up until now, is I've sprayed my setting spray, did my eyes, and now I'm going to do my contour. So I'm just going to bring that down about right here. You don't want it to come clear here. You just kind of want it to hook right here. And that's as far as I'm going to take that. That's as dark as I'm going to do it right now. And I'm going to blend it all at one time. But right now I'm just going to take it right there. I really try to push the product in because it's going to get you more product if you just push it in. And the reason why the narrow end on this contour is because I can control it better. I can push it and control it where I want it to go. That's why it's so hard to pick a brush that I love, is because I really love them all a lot. Okay, so you get an idea. So here I've carved out, you know, my cheeks. And then another really good place to do your contour is, I don't really have a large forehead, but you definitely want to, if you are trying to contour, you want to bring your forehead smaller. So you want to do up here along the edge of it. Some people just do a lot right here and a lot right here, but again, I don't have a really, really large forehead, so I don't need to bring it down a lot. In fact, I kind of, you know, have a really longer face. My problem area is like how long my chin is. So I just kind of come along here, and really the rule of thumb is to make a 3. Right here, and then come down here, and I'll show you how to do that. Again, I'm not doing like a lot because I'm literally going to put this on and sit in my house and watch my kids fight. So that's what's going to happen. Okay, so kind of got that. And then I'm going to put along my jawline. I actually go like not a ton, because again, I have a really long, but if you can make your face look as long or short as you want by just contouring. So I just kind of go along the edge here, go up here, and then I bring it right here. And it doesn't look like you're doing anything until you blend it all together. Okay, so I do that. And now that I've kind of got an idea of where my contour is going to go, it still didn't get very dark. I don't know why I didn't. A little bit darker. It's probably because I got like sun right here, and then over here is not got any sun, so it's going to look a little bit different. In fact, I'm going to turn and shift this way a little bit. There we go. That's better. Okay, so I have this on here. And made sure. It's funny because when I do this, sometimes I get it into my blondes, and so you can see my makeup in my blondes. It's like dumb. Okay. And I'm going to come back to these cheeks. I feel like I go over things all over. I just am making like a little bit of a, and this goes by so much faster when you are not explaining people what's going on. And what I do is I have like a rag right here. You can tell I use it a lot. And then when I'm done in between, I just brush it off and go to the next thing. These brushes don't transfer, so it's really cool. What am I doing next? Okay, so now I'm gonna do that highlight or the under the eye brightener very last. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do my what you call foundation or my highlight color. This changes due to whatever, you know, like if you're tan or you're not as tan. And right now I am using I just kind of mix a couple colors because I'm in between colors. So June is a little bit too yellow for me, and Amber is a little bit too orange for me. So I kind of mix them. And so I just take my brush, and this is the, which one's this one? 30-second hack? Yes, 30-second hack brush. And this one has like a narrow end, and this is a little bit more of a dense end. If you wanted less foundation, you'd want to use this B-squared brush because it's they're looser. And this right here is the best, like for your blush and stuff. So anyway, I know it sounds like a lot of stuff. I mean, there's no reason that you need all of this stuff. It's just that after you've used it for a while, it just makes your life a lot easier. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna mix the June and the Amber a little bit. I just kind of go back and forth, and I tap it. I don't go like this and swipe it because it takes way too much product. I just tap it, and then I'm gonna go along the line of where I did that contour.
So I have to look at this because I don't know, I can't see very well. I go under my chin, right here. And I'm gonna blend that, like all of that contour that I did, I'm gonna blend it all out in just a second. So I always use, has anybody seen like the little Disney bear? Like he's like their little mascot. They're not Mickey Mouse, just a little bear that they have there.
So I'm just going around finding all these areas. I'm staying out of the eye area. Stay out of the eye area because you don't want too much product in there. And I'm going to use all that's going to be highlighted. I mean, with the brightener. So I'm just going down, and I have a lot of age spots on my nose, around my mouth, my chin. Just making sure that that contour looks really sharp right here. Underneath it, I just kind of try to blend right down here so it doesn't look like I have that. Remember the girl in high school where you're like, wow, you look like you have no neck. So, okay. This is the weirdest thing, but like, you know these marionette lines? If you go like this and you tap into them, it really does lessen them. Okay, so I'm good there. I'm ready to do the brightener. Okay. It's Too Faced Born This Way. The color I'm using on this one is Snow. I don't like it too light, but I do like it a little bit lighter than my other stuff, so it really does make my eyes pop. So again, I am not going to use a ton of product. In fact, most of the time I put it right here on my thumb and then pull it, but I can try to like, so I can show you where I'm doing it. And I try not to make, you know, you see these girls do these huge triangles down here that brings your cheek down lower. So we don't want to do that low if we're trying to get that facelift out of it. So I'm going to go right up here and right here, go under the eye. And then I do like 3 little Indian stripes right here to brighten right there. Sometimes I go above my brow and then I'll comb my brow up. And then I do some right there. Okay, so I look like I'm ready to fight. Okay, so I'm doing that now. Very important. I know you've heard this from everybody, but a damp, not too wet, but not dry beauty blender, because this is going to be what puts that in. And when you do this the first time, hopefully you're not going to add any more product to it. So then I'm going to just blend these in, and I'm going to try to reach up underneath. I didn't get right up underneath my eye because I'm going to be able to push it that way. So sorry if I look in here again. And it does, when you very first do it, it does look so like the colors don't match, but we're gonna blend. We are really gonna blend, so don't get worried. And that's the thing I love about mascara makeup, is that I can literally make it change to do whatever I want it to do. It's not hard to make it change. I can. So this is sometimes a little bit more makeup than a lot of people want to do. And I understand, but when you're older, you're trying to use all the tricks that you can do. And today I just really wanted to do it. Okay, so now that I've kind of got it in the places that I want it to, it's kind of heavy right underneath my eyes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this Best Blend Forever brush and go in and just kind of tap it and move it. But I don't want to take I don't want to remove what I've done, because that's just going to take product away from there. So I'm just tapping it and moving it around to where I want it to be. Okay, so I've basically made my eyes completely just move up. I mean, in a matter of seconds, I've literally done a facelift. So now I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna like darken that contour. Now that I know and I've got my eyes where I want them to, I'm gonna go back and darken the contour. And so I just go back in.
And use my same contour. I'm staying out of this area, staying around the mug, if you will. Blend all that out. Make sure that looks like I've got that contour right. I'm just using extra product that was on this brush. I'm not putting new product on. Okay, so now that I've got that done, it looks so weird when you don't have eyeliner or the rest of your eyes done, because it looks like you don't have eyes, but it will. It'll look like I have eyes. So what I'm going to do is
I'm going to shut this off and I'm going to do the rest of my eyes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my, this is my eyeshadow and everything brush, and I'm going to come down with the same color that I did underneath here, and I'm going to do my bottom mascara. So hang tight. Okay, so here's what I did. I put a little bit of this color right underneath my eye, and I put mascara on my lower lash, and then I just contoured right here down the center of my nose. Now it's a little bit extreme right now. I'm just going to show you how to take your beauty blender and just blend that out. You don't want it all the way gone, but you want the hint of the contour of the nose. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take one of your lighter colors. I'm just going to go ahead and do it with Sunlit down the middle right here. But I just tap right down so it kind of brightens it up. I don't put too much product on it because it will start to do that like dinosaur look, which I hate when it starts to separate. So I'm just putting it right down the center. And then I take it and pat it down, and then you've contoured your nose. And the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do my lip and cheek very first and just kind of go over my contour a little bit. Just kind of go over what I've done here, just kind of making it distinct that come down here. And I'm not gonna blend this. I'm gonna wait till it's all ready to go before I blend it all. So I just use my finger for this, and then I'm gonna take a color that we call Dahlia, and look how bright that is. It looks so bright, but it actually goes on really, really pretty. So I just tap my finger in here, and I have to make that weird Joker smile. See how pigmented it is? You don't hardly need any. So what I do is I just put those right there, and then I, like with the remainder of product I have on there, I just do it on the tip of my nose because I'm gonna contour. I mean, I'm actually gonna put the illuminator on the top of my nose to kind of make my nose like a little bit more bright. So this is the time that I love this brush. This is the B Squared brush. This end right here is it blends perfect without taking away all the product, but it does what I want it to do. It makes it more subtle, and then I just blend it all. Now, one of the things that I always tell people is that if you're not going to use any kind of like setting powder, if you use setting powder, don't worry how dark this goes on. But if you're not going to use setting powder, then you can just make it kind of use more of a dense end. Kind of just blend that. Okay, so I've got. Okay, so I've got it all kind of where I want it to be. This looks good. I'm just going to blend that out a little bit. And then right before I do anything, I'm going to do my, sometimes I'll put bronzer on and sometimes I won't. Today I am going to, just because I feel like that Too Faced was so bright. That might be a little bit too light for me, that color. So I just take a bronzer and I just kind of take this end and floofy, let go like this.
And I just kind of go, put it wherever the sun is going to hit you. So wherever that sun hits you, right, is where you're going to do that. And it just kind of gives that bronze more of a natural thing. And see how it's kind of dark right there? And I'm just going to make sure I blend that in so it's not so dark right there. Okay.
So now that I have that done, I'm going to take my setting spray and I'm going to set it like this.
Sometimes I feel like I'm getting waterboarded. And it seems so like, oh my gosh, is your makeup going to like run and but it's not. And if you want to speed up the process, I have my little handy dandy cardboard and I just dry it like this. Some people put their brows, like they do like brow gel before they do this. I don't, because I don't want my brows to move and they get kind of stiff and like they stay how I want them to, so I wait to do my brows. So then I just have a regular little like it's Maybelline brow setting gel. Looks like this. And I just take it. I've never had my brows done except for tweezers. That's all I've ever done. I have kind of bushy eyebrows, so I just kind of comb them all up just to make them kind of wild. But I don't have to ever fill them in, which is nice. I know a lot of people have to fill them in. I don't really need to filling in. I just comb them up. And this color is like very, very close to my natural brow. So I just comb those up like that. And I probably could do darker, but I just want them to look more of a natural brown. And then the last thing I'm going to do is my lips. And everybody kind of has their own way of doing their lips. I'm going to do, I'm using the NYX, and the color is, what is the color? Moonwalk. And so I overline them a little bit, but not too much. Some people do the distinct Cupid's bow right here. I don't. I just go across them to make it kind of a bigger lip. And then when you overline, I overline the bottom because I want it more of a pout. So I just take this, like, make sure you always have a really good sharpened pencil. Sometimes I use the Indigo contour to do them. Today I'm going to actually use a pencil. So, got my top one done. I would love to get filler in my lips if it wouldn't make me look like the Joker.
So I have that done. One of the tricks that I do, you know how you'll get your lipstick and it'll bleed into your lines of your lips? I take a really good translucent setting powder and I just put it over my lips like this. Because sometimes powder will settle into the wrinkles, but this will make... Okay, so it doesn't make it like it's such a distinct line. I take today I'm just going to use my, this is Revlon Color Stay. It's the Suede. Put my lips on. Then because I do get really shiny, I am going to use, remember, don't use a heavy setting spray or a heavy setting powder because it's going to fall in those wrinkles, and so you want to be really light. A really good brush to do that with is this little Best Blend Forever brush because it doesn't settle in there. I am using MAC today. They're translucent because it's more of a pressed powder, and but it also will maybe like make these not so like this so bright under there. You don't want a ton under there because you don't want that to crease, but you do want some in there. And you just push it in. You're just gonna push it into the places that you want it. I just do it in the T-zones kind of. My forehead gets really shiny. Unfortunately, I'm sure everybody's does, but sometimes I like it to look glowy and I don't do this, but today I don't want to. So I've kind of just done it around that way. What I like to do is take a really floofy or a kabuki brush after and just go through and press it in. It just helps it stay where it's supposed to be. And then the last thing, it seems like a forever video, huh? The last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this illuminator. We have, everybody has a different kind. I sometimes use powder, sometimes I'll use the, there's a cream version of it. Today I'm gonna use a powder because I really want it to be a little bit more. The cream ones are great to travel with. I don't think they're as great to put on. They don't show up as well. But here's the problem of when you travel, look how they all fall apart. Drives me crazy, but they do a better job than that. And then I always have a different brush for this, different than I use for everything else, because it tends to transfer to everything. So I'm just gonna put this around that little, like it's a little part of a C right here. And it'll give it a nice glow. Do it right here. And I do it right here on my Cupid's bow. And underneath. And you're done. You're done, you're done. Now I'm gonna get my clothing on and actually like wear a real outfit that's not sweats or pajamas. So that is it.